Aonia.
Hi.
It is an absolute pleasure to see you again here, AoniaFest V5.
Yes.
So, you know what I've realised I've never asked you before? What does it take to actually put this on?
Sleepless nights.
Insanity.
Sleepless nights.
Ego.
Lots of lists that then get thrown away and a new list gets written. Most of it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most of it's really fun. But of course, there are all the mundane things. What food are we going to put on for everybody? Let's write a shopping list. And all of those things. But like, we have a moment every festival where we're like, we did this, and it's just worth it. You forget all the bits, all
the aftermath is what you reflect on, because of course, ignoring the COVID period of time when everything kind of got screwed up, this is number 5. You still feel and it's worth doing.
I just wanted to jump back to the last question for a second, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
of course.
I just think it would be really remiss if we didn't say that, this is a massive, massive team effort. And, this wouldn't happen with, Stu, for example, is not doing the interview because he's running around after all the bands at the minute. We've got Sakina and Helen on the merch, and Sakina spent 4 hours yesterday making sandwiches for everybody, for the rider backstage.
Particularly the coronation chicken.
Our mate Matt's on the box office, Nat, who's doing the comparing, they're just friends who help us out, and we absolutely couldn't make it work without the phenomenal crew here at the corporation. We've got an amazing sound engineer, a brilliant lighting engineer, fantastic backstage crew, and we just couldn't ask for better. So yeah. So that's what makes the festival work,
not just
really.
us, yeah.
It's not Joe and I just put stuff on Instagram. It's the people who know what they're doing, running around doing stuff.
But regardless, you still continue, as you say, 5 times now. We're at the 5th version of it. You still feel like it's worth doing. You still feel the effort and time.
Absolutely.
To do.
Yeah.
What about when it comes to choosing bands? How does that go? Because, for example, let's be honest, right? You can. I'm thinking back to last year. I'm thinking of this year as well. The variety in show is quite something. How do you go about choosing what bands you're going to play?
So we've had people. Sorry, Joe, you go ahead.
No, go.
I was going to say, we've done in the past where bands have applied. So it's like a survey monkey. They just tell us a little bit about themselves, send us through some links to their music, and then from there we look at things like genre, location, so that we can balance it, so that we don't wind up with 7 bands that are all symphonic or 7 bands that are all from Birmingham or whatever. So that we've got some people who are local, some people who are a bit further afield. Different styles that can appeal to different people, so that you don't get halfway through the day and you're like, oh, everything sounds very similar.
Yeah, and then there's a mix of that, and then if we see somebody, we're at another gig or another festival, and we go, they're new to the scene or whatever, a new band or somebody that we've not seen before, still kind of at the start of their journey, which is what the core of this was all about, was putting, upcoming bands and giving bands a bigger stage to perform on, and a great audience.
Do you have some rules that you personally set when it comes to choosing bands?
No, not really.
Not massively. Obviously, they need to be of a certain standard, but I think it's not about having a band that is super amazing.
Yeah.
They haven't got to be 100% polished, because that's the journey, isn't it? It's about commitment. It's about who they are as people. You could have amazing bands, and they could be all dicks, and then that doesn't work for us.
Of course.
So it's if they're committed and they show that they're they want to be part of something bigger than themselves. Yeah, we want to be part of this community that brings people together. That's important. That's really important.
See, I asked that because I sometimes wonder, is a limitation of AoniaFest is that, people are expecting, if they've never experienced it before, that it's going to be symphonic, progressive, and that kind of music. Whereas, obviously, and tonight's a good example, we are currently hearing in the background Steel Mage, well, the heaviest band of today, really, and previously we've seen the likes of Walking Coma and so on, whereas earlier we had Sphinx and stuff like that. The variety is incredible.
Yeah.
Is that something you're actively aware of, that you really want to make sure you're showing a varied example of the rock and metal scene?
100%.
Yeah,
100%, because it's not... Personally, for myself, I love a lot of the genres within metal. So I think it's nice that people don't come just to see. Normally, you know, and we get a lot of people who come to see us and they go, I'm not really into operatic metal, if you like. They might have listened to us online and then they go, actually really fucking enjoyed your show. So I think it's really good to give people the opportunity to see other genres within metal and kind of go, yeah, actually I really, really like you, and then support this small and upcoming band and go, yeah, you're worth in, you know, kind of following and investing in. So absolutely.
I think it's nice as well for, you know, for the bands who are on the bill. So like we had two of our heavier bands last year were Ashes of Ire, who were really good, and Walk in Coma, who you mentioned before. And so for them to kind of like, oh right, actually we're kind of similar styles, maybe let's get some gig swaps sorted, and, you know, being able to kind of just grow that scene organically. But yeah, no, I think having that variety is really key and makes the festival quite special.
And then like with Still Mage, you're hearing now, like one of the guitarists must be like 12 or something, and it's just like, but they're phenomenal.
They're so
like,
good.
You need to be put in front of more people. People need to see and hear you. Absolutely.
And do you see this as an opportunity to do that?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I mean it's great for us because we get to see it, and you know we get to kind of work with them and build a relationship with the bands, which you know can benefit both of us further down the line maybe. But 100%, yeah, it's part of it, because I just think you know you're right at the start of your journey as a human being. You know, I don't know how long they've been together as a band. I know the singer's pretty new, but it's just like, yeah, I mean you need, you know, they're kind of the core of what it's all about.
I think a big part of it is that it kind of stemmed from wanting to put on a festival where that's really, really good for the fans and really good for the bands as well. So we kind of looked at different shows that we played and stuff that's frustrated us in the past in places where we've been treated really well in the past. And so we've kind of taken, right, okay, what are some really good things? So like really, you know, like trying for things like really clear communication with the bands, having a nice area backstage, you know, food and that sort of stuff.
Being the hostesses.
You know, being the hostesses with the mostesses.
Of course.
But yeah, so like putting on a festival where the bands are treated like we would want to be treated if we were playing somewhere. And I think that's really important and
building
really nice.
that relationship, because it's not just about come play with us and see you later. It's like come enjoy food, let's have a drink. You know, we've created this, you know, all this hospitality is about, you know, come on into the family. Let's start a relationship and a friendship, so that, you know, it's then your community grows bigger, doesn't it? Because you might go, oh, I've seen this great band, you'd love them. They're called Still Mage or Bring to Bear or whatever, and you sending someone off to go and support them. 5
years in though. Not even 5
Sorry,
years.
Sorry, the key sister here.
Yes.
Sorry, you were saying.
5 events in. What do you still see as the biggest challenge to not just getting the name of AoniaFest out there, but getting people in the doors?
Yeah, I think it's always going to be an issue. I think it's a niche genre anyway, and I think in the current climate as well, people are looking to save where they can. So I think for us it's about making sure that we're not cheapening who we are and what we're offering, but that we're offering quality and value for money. And I think if you stick with that and you believe in it, I think then absolutely it's worth it. And yeah, it is always difficult to fill when you're not a bigger name. It's always difficult, but I think it's absolutely worth it for the bands that take part.
I think we're really good value for money.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, £12.50 for 7 bands. Like, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys' generosity. To be honest, we wouldn't be able to sell the tickets that cheap. But we don't want to price anybody out of being able to come if they want to come. And yeah, I think £12.50 is very reasonable for
I mean, look at going to the theatre at the minute.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, you could get a ticket for £15. You guys double that now.
Yeah.
I was just kind of thinking of just obviously post-COVID and the resumption, I guess, to a degree of international touring, European touring, and so on. And it feels like, particularly this year, maybe more than last year, that we're all spoiled for choice when it comes to where you can go, whether it be a festival or genuine live shows. Are you struggling? Do you feel like you're struggling to get your head above the water of what just feels like a deluge of just constant gigs and shows?
It can always feel like that. I think within any business, if you want to call it that, within any kind of area of life, you've always got a competitor. There's always something else happening. But I think if you believe in who you are and what you represent, I think if you trust that and believe that, people will believe that too. People will come to you, and that's the whole thing about building the community and the friendship, is that is solid. I'm not just selling you a ticket. You know, we're building something.
Yeah.
You know, we're growing something. So I think it's about focusing on that. And yeah, it's a slow burn and it always will be, but there's that trust within what our brand is, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, sorry, I got into business talk now. Sorry, let's make it back up again.
We can't ignore it. That's
but
the
it
thing
is,
we
yeah.
cannot ignore it, particularly when you're talking
100%.
about putting like a show like this entire thing. But let's switch it to Aonia in general. It's been a few years since the 7, guys.
Yeah.
So basically,
Knew that was coming up.
let's just
this was
get
a
it
nice
out.
chat.
What's going on at the moment?
So we are still writing.
Yep.
We're going to be performing 2 new songs tonight.
2 whole new ones.
So by the time you see this, these songs will have been played, and there'll be a review out in a bit. 2.
2 new ones tonight. We've got sort of 7 or 8 in various stages of completion. So once we've got AoniaFest done and out of the way, then it's going to be us sitting in your house.
In my attic.
In Joe's attic, doing lots of, because the musician part is done pretty much for them. So just with Tim working on vocal melodies and everything. So there is an album too. We have album artwork for it ready.
Oh, artwork done as well.
Yeah,
Wow, incredible.
Andy Folkington, very metal art.
Of course.
Yeah. So we've already got the album artwork done for it. We've got vague ideas about titles, but nothing set in stone yet.
Okay.
And I think that's just it's been a bit of a slow burner just because life happens and,
of course,
you know, things happen in people's lives. You've got work, it sometimes gets, you know, and you have to go where the money is sometimes to survive. So I think that's just part of what life is. But you know, we believe in the brand, and you just got to kind of go, if we take it's a slow burner for a while, it's a slow burn, and then we ramp it up when we're able to. Absolutely.
Rough idea when you reckon? What are you thinking? End of the year or 2024?
I'm not saying nothing.
We're gonna
we'll get in trouble if we give a date.
Yeah, if we give a date, we're gonna be.
So, it's hard to set that in stone. But work.
But it's in progress. It's going.
Which is more than enough. That's more than enough. Absolutely. What about the rest of the year? Do you have anything particularly, aside from all of what you've just talked about there, that you really want to say, okay, we're going to be doing this, we're definitely going to be doing this before the end of 2023?
We're back in Sheffield in October with Fellowship and Ascension. So that's going to be quite a nice lineup. But yeah, so and some other another date that we're not allowed to announce yet.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, of course. But is that within Sheffield and so on? Because I want to ask you, what do you reckon it would take? What would it take to get you outside Sheffield, to say down towards London and so on?
We've done London.
We have done a few.
Yeah, we have done a couple in London. Yeah. We're always
Now.
happy to travel.
But right now, what would it take? What would the people need to do, basically?
A
that's the
lottery win.
demand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No.
Friday off work so we can travel down.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, no, honestly, we're happy to travel. We're happy to go and play, and as long as we're free, we will.
Yeah.
You know, we're not.
I mean, when we did the European tour,
Yeah.
that was mega.
Yeah.
It was just mega because it was just right up our street. It was brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? So
We did.
look how we're standing.
I know.
We're so in tune.
We did.
So in tune.
We did Belgium, the Netherlands, and France, and it was great. Yeah, so we're happy to travel. We'll go wherever. Just want an audience.
It
Why, what are you
still
thinking?
feels like your positivity is coming off you in waves. It's incredible to see. Do you still feel very, very positive about not just the future, but also what Aonia are doing, what AoniaFest is doing, and also in general, the wider thing, the big question of the scene and the support that you're seeing? Do you still feel quite positive about it?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I think, like you say, for me, it's a community. When I come here, when I go to other music festivals, I feel like I'm free. I feel like I can enjoy the music. I can enjoy, because everyone's lives, you know, it's work. You know, you go to work, you do what you get your paycheck and all that, and it's very kind of like thinking about all the things that you've got to do and all of that. And I think at these music festivals, it can just be about the music, and I think that's really important, to give people that little bit of a release where they can just go, I don't care about what happens the next 2 days. I'm enjoying the music. So I think 100%. You know, this needs to keep going.
It can be such a negative world, so I was glad that you got there. Right, considering the time, we normally would do 10. We're going to give you 5 of Ozzy Osbourne's questions. So Brendan's going to come in. Yeah, you're going to have to come in because we need a third person for this. These are random cards, basically random questions of anything and everything. It can be the dumbest or the most serious thing in the world to a certain degree. You're going to choose when you're going to answer it.
Okay.
So what did you get to start with?
What is the most decadent thing you've ever eaten?
Oh.
Okay. Right. So there was this really bougie restaurant in my town, and when they developed a vegan menu, they seemed to think that all of the vegan stuff needed to have flowers on it. So like I went to go and I ordered like risotto, and it came. It was lovely, but it came with all these edible flowers around it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was like, why am I eating flowers? And there's like little flecks of gold leaf and stuff, and I was just like, why am I eating?
That is pretty decadent. Yes.
Do I have to answer the same one?
You can do, or you can take one yourself.
I run a wedding venue, and we put flowers on all our stuff, so I see that
wonderful.
all the time.
Well, you got 56.
Okay, what is the most unattractive personality trait a person might have? Unattractive personality trait.
Ooh, that's a difficult one.
I think probably to be untruthful directly to somebody's face.
Oh, right. Okay, so just lying straight to your face.
To the face. I mean, lying in general, but I think when you're right in their
Boris
face,
Johnson
it's just rude and yeah.
I would say anybody who tears somebody else down to make themselves feel better.
Yeah, 100%.
Incredible.
Oh,
Okay.
there's loads, isn't there?
What was the last movie you watched?
Okay.
Renfield.
Renfield, did you like it though?
I loved it. It was
got
brilliant.
a terrible review on our site. Not by.
Oh.
I didn't write the review. You didn't write the review. What about other writers did? But he was not happy with it.
Oh my god, it was hilarious. I think if you were super into your horror, it might then because it's Nicolas Cage and it's silly, isn't it? But no, we went and saw it in the cinema and had a really good time.
Okay, what you Joe?
So the film I watch nearly every night because my fiance, soon to be husband, has to fall asleep to a film, and it's Back to the fucking Future every night.
Okay.
Every single night. And it's Great Scott, great, and that's what I go to sleep to. And it drives me. So that is the last film I watch because that's what I watch every night because he can't fall asleep. It's a nightmare. Great film.
Great taste in films.
He has got great taste.
But I don't know if
not every night.
Every night, yeah.
Really?
Okay, do one more each, and then we'll call it. So let's start with you.
Have you ever laughed so hard you cried or peed? Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was though? Because
no.
laughing so much cried, but the peeing when you feel like you'd remember, right?
I think for more, now I'm over 40, it's more when I sneeze. I'll be honest with you. I will not lie to your face.
Sit down.
I've nearly peed on stage before. I'll let you know that.
It does take a lot of incredible efforts. And what have you got, Mel?
I've got, do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
Ooh, that's always...
That is a good one.
We have had deep conversations with people online about this question.
I definitely think that there is something going on in this universe that we can't see or understand. I do feel that there might be beings that we are unaware of and so on and so forth. Whether I would call them ghosts or spirits in the traditional sense, I don't know. Right. How's that for hedging the bets? But I do definitely believe that there's something more than what we experience on this plane.
No, I don't believe in it at all. I'm sorry, that's just me. No, unless I can see it,
don't apologise. I'm very much the same.
If I was in a dark room or walking on a dark street, you would make your body feel like you've seen things, but it's no, absolutely not. Why, from all the technology we now have, why are there not more videos of ghosts?
Oh, we could. Yeah, this is where this is where it is. It really, really is. AoniaFest 5. It's, well, at this point in time of recording, it is not even close to being done, but it already feels like literally one of the most memorable, particularly with the lineup and so on. The expectation is, of course, next year we'll be doing a AoniaFest 6.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?